Everyone wants to build a $1 million Shopify store, but no one wants to hear how it actually happens. You've been told it's about going viral, that you just need the right product, that success comes from luck or some secret hack. But that's not how real Shopify store owners get rich. And the truth, it's boring, it's methodical, and it works. I've run a 7-figure e-commerce store, and here's what I've learned. The top brands don't just sell products. They tap into something deeper, something primal. And then they build boring systems to deliver those primal desires at scale. So in this video, I'm going to show you how they do it step by step. No fluff, no hype, just the unsexy, profitable blueprint behind these $1 million stores. And it starts with this one truth that flips everything you've been told about e-commerce. People don't buy products, they buy feelings. Now it sounds simple, but most Shopify store owners completely miss this. They focus on features, specs, benefits, high quality materials, and then wonder why nothing sells. Now the stores that actually make millions, they sell to emotion, not logic. Not bullet points, not product details, and let me break it down here. There are 8 core emotional drivers called the Life Force 8. These are all the primal human urges: survival, fear, love, status, approval, belonging, freedom, and legacy that causes people to open up their wallets. You tap into even one of those and your product instantly becomes 10 times more desirable. Here's a picture of my first car. Nobody buys this car, a Volvo, because it's flashy or fun to drive. They buy it because it feels safe, because they've got kids in the back seat and they want peace of mind. They're not buying horsepower, they're buying protection, reliability, and the feeling of being a great parent. No one buys a wedding handkerchief because it's stitched well. They buy it to make their mom cry happy tears during the vows. Now, one of my favorite examples of the Life Force 8 in action is with the company Dr. Squatch. Now, they sell soap for men. Now ask yourself, do most guys care about moisturizing, about organic ingredients, about smooth skin? Of course not. But what does Dr. Squatch actually sell? Watch any of their ads and you'll see women leaning in, smelling their man and saying, "You smell so good, I want to jump you right now." So Dr. Squatch isn't selling skincare. They're selling a fantasy, a feeling, and it taps directly into one of the strongest human drives, sexual companionship. See the difference? So if your product page just lists features, you're selling like a robot. And people don't buy from robots. They buy from stories that speak to the emotions they didn't even know that they were feeling. This is step 1 in how rich store owners think. But before you write a single ad or build a funnel, ask yourself, what emotion is this product really selling? Get this right, and suddenly your emails will convert better. Your ads will resonate deeper, and your customers will start to feel something which makes them buy. So now that you understand the emotional layer, let's talk about how to actually turn that emotion into money. And this is where most people check out because it's not exciting, it's not viral, and it's not new. But it works. And it's what separates the hobbyists and the casual sellers from the store owners who get rich. So step 1, you must know your numbers better than anyone else. Most store owners focus on revenue, but revenue doesn't matter if you're not making money. I was once in a mastermind group where a guy was making $8 million in revenue per year, but was only generating $25,000 in profit. Now, $8 million in sales sounds impressive until you realized he would have made more money working at McDonald's. This is what happens when you chase sales without understanding your margins. Because revenue is just a vanity metric. The people who actually get rich, they know their numbers cold. They track everything: product costs, shipping, ad spend, transaction fees. Nothing gets ignored. And at a bare minimum, you need to know your break-even point so you know exactly how much you can spend to get a sale. By the way, if you're interested in learning how to start your own profitable online store, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below. It's 100% free, and I guarantee you'll learn a lot. Let's say your product sells for $100. If your product cost is $30, shipping is $10, packaging and fees are $5, that's $45 in total cost. That means you have $50 left to play with. That is the most that you can spend to market your product and still break even. Now, if you're currently selling online, write this number down. What is your break-even return on ad spend right now? And if you don't know, you are guessing with your wallet. The successful store owners who scale know their break-even return on ad spend, their target average order value, and their blended cost of acquisition. None of these numbers are in the Shopify dashboard. and they review those numbers weekly, because it only takes a small leak to sink a big ship. I've personally killed products I liked just because the margins didn't make sense. That's how disciplined you have to be if you want to grow without going broke. Now, if you're just getting started and you want a simple system to stay profitable, check out the Profit First method by Mike Michalowicz. Instead of the usual revenue minus expenses equals profit, the formula flips to revenue minus profit equals expenses. You literally take out your profit first and then force your business to run on what's left. It's not flashy, but it works. And it forces you to think like a real business owner and not someone chasing the next sale. Step 2 is you need to automate ruthlessly. If you're doing the same manual task more than twice a day, there's a good chance a computer should be doing it instead. Think about your store. What is one thing you're doing every single day that could be automated? Now, most people wait until they're drowning before they even think about automation, and by then, it's too late. They're overwhelmed, behind, and spending a fortune on labor. Now, I approach things differently. For my business, I try to automate as much as possible using computers and artificial intelligence. Hiring is always a last resort. Less overhead, more control, better margins, and here's a real example. We sell custom embroidered products, and every time an order came in, someone on my team had to manually copy and paste the customer's text into a special program, convert that into a machine file, and then send it to our embroidery machine. It was tedious, and we get a lot of custom orders. And at one point, it was taking an employee 4 hours a day just to prep these files alone. So I automated it. Now, my system grabs the order data directly from our database, runs the embroidery software automatically, and then sends the final file straight to the sewing machine without anyone touching it. There's zero manual work, no labor costs, it just runs. That's what I mean when I say automate everything you can. If a computer can do it, it should do it. Because every task you eliminate is one less salary, one less mistake, and one more point of margin that you keep. None of this is glamorous, but it's the only way to scale without burning out or bleeding cash. Step 3 is to build systems that make sales on autopilot. If you have to manually chase every sale, pack every order, and respond to every customer, you don't own a business. You own a job. And probably not a very good one. Real store owners, the ones who scale past 7 figures, build systems. Stuff that runs in the background while they're sleeping, eating dinner, or on vacation. They don't touch every transaction. They build once and let it compound. Let me walk you through what that actually looks like. At the very least, you need 3 systems running automatically. Number 1 is your email flows. And I'm not talking about newsletters here. I'm talking about behavior-based automations that fire when people do stuff on your site. For example, when someone joins your list, they get a welcome flow. When someone abandons cart, they get reminded automatically. When someone buys, they get upsells, reviews, and loyalty rewards. Here's a real example from our store. We sell matching dinner, cocktail, and lunch napkin sets. If someone buys cocktail napkins by themselves, we automatically send an email suggesting that they buy the matching dinner and lunch napkins. This email is simple and targeted. And it works. That one flow alone brings in repeat orders for our store on autopilot. And the best part is that these email sequences are written just once, and they quietly bring in 10 to 20% more revenue without a single dollar in ad spend. And if you're not doing this, you are literally leaving free money on the table. 2, you need to have upsells and cross-sells. Before someone checks out, your e-commerce platform should be doing one thing: increasing the order value. Now, this doesn't need to be complicated. It can be as simple as, hey, people who bought this also bought this. Want to add it to your cart? In our store, if someone adds a lady's wedding handkerchief to their cart, we show them a gift box option or a matching men's handkerchief right there in the cart. There are no gimmicks, no fancy animations, just a clean upsell that makes the order feel more complete. All these cart level suggestions consistently boost our average order value. And once they're set up, you don't have to touch them because AI determines the right products to display. There's a one-time setup and an ongoing lift. So if you want to scale without constantly finding new customers, the fastest way is to get more from every order you're already getting. 3, you need to have a loyalty system in place. Most people don't come back to your store unless you give them a reason to. So you must build a system that rewards repeat buyers and creates deeper relationships with your best customers. Here's what we do in our store. Whenever someone places an unusually large order, we don't just ship it and move on. We actually pick up the phone and call them. And it's super quick. Hey, I noticed you order a large quantity. Are you a wedding planner or an event planner? And if they say yes, we give them their own personalized discount code and assign them a dedicated rep who handles all their future orders personally. That one call turns a big order into a lifelong customer with big orders. For our smaller customers, we offer a loyalty program. Every dollar they spend earns them points, which they can later redeem for valuable merchandise in our store. It is fully automated and keeps people coming back without us lifting a finger. Now, even though we're in the wedding industry, where most people buy only once, our repeat customer rate is just 12%. But that 12% of customers drives 36% of our total revenue. That is the power of retention, because in a world of bot-driven customer service and overseas customer service reps who can barely speak English, people want to feel taken care of whether they're buying a handful of items or ordering in bulk. A 2-minute phone call goes way further than any email or automated message ever will. So here's a quick tip. Pick up the phone and call your biggest customers. Not email, not text, call them. Maintain the relationship, invest in it, and it's one of the easiest ways to turn a buyer into a repeat buyer and a repeat buyer into a raving fan. None of this stuff is hard. It's just rarely done, which is why it works. Now, as you can see, all this stuff is boring, but it's the reason stores print cash every single day. Most people are chasing the wrong game. They're looking for hacks, viral products, and quick wins, but the store owners who actually get rich, they sell emotion. They know their numbers, they automate everything they can, and they build systems that run without them. It's not exciting, it's not glamorous, but it works over and over and over again. The boring stuff is what scales. Now, if you want a business that doesn't burn you out, if you want to make real money without living on your laptop 24/7, this is the blueprint. And here's the thing, even though I told you all this, most people aren't going to do it. They'll keep chasing shortcuts, but you just watched this entire video, so now you know better. Build a foundation, focus on profit, set up the systems once, and let them do the heavy lifting. That's how real Shopify store owners get rich. Now that you understand the blueprint, make sure you watch this video here on exactly what I would do if I were to start all over again today.